While the legendary Tiger and Panther tanks often dominate the history of the Second World War, the true backbone of the German Panzerwaffe was a far more common and reliable machine, the Panzerkampfwagen IV. By the time the Allies stormed the beaches of Normandy in June 1944, the Panzer IV had been in continuous production for 8 years. It had evolved from a short-barreled infantry support tank into a lethal medium tank capable of taking on the best the Allies had to offer. In the lush, hedgerow-choked fields of France, this veteran machine would once again prove its worth as the workhorse of the Wehrmacht. The Panzer IVs facing the invasion were primarily the Ausführung H and J models. These late war variants featured improved armor protection and the powerful 7.5cm KWK-40L48 gun. To counter the growing threat of Allied anti-tank weapons and magnetic mines, these tanks were often fitted with Schürzen, steel side skirts that gave the vehicle a bulky, formidable silhouette, and coated in Zimmerit, a textured paste designed to prevent magnetic explosives from sticking to the hull. Despite the added weight, the Panzer IV remained relatively mobile and mechanically sound, a stark contrast to the temperamental heavier tanks. Normandy's unique terrain, known as the bocage, transformed tank warfare into a series of deadly ambushes. The dense hedgerows and narrow sunken lanes limited visibility to just a few dozen meters. For the Panzer IV crews, this environment played to their strengths. Well hidden in the foliage, a single Panzer IV could wait for an Allied column to pass, then pick off the lead and rear vehicles with its high-velocity gun. Units like the Panzer Lehr Division and the 12th SS Panzer Division Hitler Jugend used their Panzer IVs to inflict heavy casualties on British and American armoured units, slowing the Allied breakout for weeks. On the open fields around Caen, the Panzer IV frequently duelled with the American M4 Sherman and the British Cromwell. Technical comparisons often favoured the German machine. Its L48 gun could penetrate the frontal armour of a standard Sherman at ranges where the Sherman's 75mm gun would struggle. However, the Allies held two decisive advantages: overwhelming numbers and absolute air superiority. For every Panzer IV lost, the Germans had no replacement, while the Allies could replenish their losses in days. The skies above Normandy belonged to the Allied Jabos, fighter bombers, making any movement by German armour during daylight a suicidal gamble. By the time the German front in Normandy collapsed in August 1944, hundreds of Panzer IVs lay shattered and burnt across the French countryside. The battles of 1944 had shown that while the Panzer IV was an aging design, it was still a potent and dangerous adversary. It remained in service until the very end of the war, a testament to a design that had carried the weight of the Panzerwaffe from the Blitzkrieg of 1939 to the final defense of Berlin. In the history of armored warfare, the Panzer IV stands not as a legend of invincibility, but as the enduring symbol of the German soldier's primary fighting machine.